Hello and welcome to another Nimble video tutorial. This video tutorial is just an update because I haven't done one in a while. A lot of little things to talk about. I don't know how major they are or how major they will appear to be, but I hope you enjoy it. So a lot of topics to talk about today, small topics. Overall it has to do with packaging. But before I get into the meat of packaging with Nimble, exporting objects with Nimble, I wanted to just give a quick update or a small update on my CI/CD process. You guys remember this app that I built a few weeks ago? It is the application that's going to keep my project from crashing and burning, making mistakes, deleting, deploying bad files, all of that type of stuff. It's been running like a charm. I've been using it to and primarily just testing it because the nimbleJS core hasn't had any issues or errors for me to actually do a deployment. So I've just been testing and using the build, changing files, editing files, and making sure it will detect and copy things and move things around through the process accurately. It has not failed at all for the most part. I've just been testing it. I can just give you a nice little sneak peek inside of my this is the staging folder for Heroku. You can see the build folders 225 to 234 that I have created, that it has created over the course of me testing. Here's one I tested this morning. I never deployed anything yet. I've just been testing and editing and making sure things are doing what it's supposed to be. So that little application is going to make my life a lot easier in the future as I build more things with Nimble. The last thing that I believe I had demonstrated for you all was I'm going to refresh this, Nimble Drive. This prototype file system, I had run a few tests today for Nimble, as you recall, will allow you to create a web app that automatically has a virtual file system that behaves like a desktop. Everything is behind the scenes and seamless. You should be able to code and use it as if you were working on a desktop computer. Save files in one command as if you were on a desktop computer and see the update directly in your file system. The last, I believe, test that I had created was a simple, let's say I make a folder. On my D drive, I have Tyrone Lee 3, so we're going to make Tyrone Lee 2 here onto this file system. Include a callback so that it will trigger the update. You should see everything happen live. I have added a pub sub method so that it will dynamically be notified by the kernel if a file system change occurs, and it will of course get the update. So you see everything kind of happen real time within your file system. Another nice feature that I added when creating this virtual file system was to allow synchronous and asynchronous processing. What you just witnessed was asynchronous processing with a callback. But if you're going to use synchronous processing, what it does is it stores your commands in a queue. I did this because Nimble, the Nimble IDE, has well over 1,600 to 2,000 synchronous file system commands that uses Node.fs. And I didn't want to make 1,600 edits to make all those commands asynchronous. So I allowed it to queue up commands so that they can run in sequence and then triggered with a then method. I'm going to demonstrate that for you today. Within this Tyrone Lee drive, I have a sample script. I'm going to change this folder structure because I ran a test earlier on this. So we're going to build. This is the folder structure that would be created with Nimble when you build a project. All these folders would be generated for you. So on the D drive, I'm going to replace that E drive with a whole suite of folders to be created under D Tyrone. When I copy that script directly into the browser. All those commands are queued up. And then with a simple DOS then function, you pass in the function. And when all the folders are created, you should see the done message appear. And you see the notification that Tyrone was created. And if we go into that folder, you see all the subfolders. If we go into the, I guess, release folder, double click, you'll see all the subfolders. So it easily nests all the folders that you would need to build a project easily. I added that feature and I was really amazed at how it worked. I added it so that it would help me when I convert the IDE to use asynchronous file system. And I was really impressed. Good stuff. Like as I said, notify all these notifications happen with a pub/sub method to notify that a file system change has occurred, and you will see your window. If it's viewable, you will see it automatically update seamlessly in the background. All this brings me to the main topic, packaging. Once you've built a feature like this, a series of a UI, factories, and a service, you want to be able to package and distribute it so it can be reusable to anyone who would want it. That has always been the beauty and focus of Nimble. When you think about the components, when you think about opening any of these dialogues, you really get an understanding of sharing all these components. The component tab within Nimble are all driven by the web file format. None of these components are written, well, maybe one or two are written by me, but for the most part, these are third-party components that you get from NPM libraries such as HighCharts, Zip, Leaflet, Maps, and I'm able to drag them in as a component within the Nimble format, Nimble IDE. The web format is the feature or document that allows this to be possible. I use it as my descriptor for how to import third-party libraries. So I'm going to use and leverage the same format when exporting and anything you design within Nimble. The design is not 100%, it's not set in stone yet. My approach is I'm about 85, 90%, sold on an approach that I'm going to use, but for the most part, I'm going to export. I can export factories, the data files, in menu systems into this format. The only outstanding hurdle that I have to overcome is the server itself. If I come up with an elegant solution to include the server as a part of the export, then I will. The Nimble solution, packaging and exporting, CI/CD flow, drag drop UI development tool, one developer. I don't think I have any errors that are outstanding bugs or errors. This is good stuff. Thank you for watching.